Hey everyone, welcome back to the Deep Dive. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and drop a comment below. We love hearing from you. Today we're tackling a story so wild it almost feels like an Onion headline.
Yeah.
We're diving into the world of, wait for it, Donald Trump flipping burgers at McDonald's.
You know what's striking about this? It's the sheer contrast.
Right.
You've got a billionaire, a former president, stepping into a fast food environment, seemingly attempting to embody, like, the everyday worker.
Yeah.
It's such a powerful image, whether you find it amusing or concerning.
Right. It's like a scene from a movie where they try to disguise a celebrity.
Yeah.
By, like, throwing a hairnet on them.
Right.
Except, well, no hairnet for Trump.
No hairnet. And that's actually where I think this event transcends a simple photo op.
Okay.
I think it's a calculated move by Trump.
Interesting.
A way to tap into a certain nostalgia, I think, for simpler times, for classic American institutions like McDonald's.
Yeah.
All while trying to connect with a specific segment of the electorate, the working class.
Okay, so we've got the visuals, we've got the potential voter base he's aiming for.
Yes.
But let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
Yeah.
What was actually happening behind the counter.
Well, according to some McDonald's employees who were there,
Okay.
Trump's burger flipping skills left something to be desired.
Oh, really?
Apparently, he was more interested in showering the burgers with salt than following proper procedure.
Huh.
No gloves either, which, as you can imagine, raised some eyebrows.
So you're telling me the man who enjoys his steaks well done and has a personal chef
Right.
is suddenly like a salt-loving, glove-shunning burger enthusiast?
It certainly plays into a carefully crafted persona, doesn't it? This man of the people image.
Yeah.
Relatable, familiar.
Right.
But the reality, of course, is far more complex.
Sure.
But that's the power of this kind of political theater.
And speaking of political theater, let's not forget the French fries certification pin
Right.
Trump received from a congressman.
I mean,
What even is that? It sounds like something out of a political satire.
it's a perfect example of how even seemingly insignificant details
Yeah.
are meticulously planned to create a specific narrative. It's about generating buzz, crafting an image that sticks in people's minds,
Right.
whether they support him or not.
Yeah.
And in today's fragmented media landscape, that can be incredibly effective.
So we've got Trump the Burger Maestro attempting to woo voters with salt and smiles,
It's quite a picture.
but then this whole event gets tied to another interesting story.
Okay.
Kamala Harris's own past employment at McDonald's.
Right.
Trump claims she lied about it, but things aren't quite so clear-cut.
Yeah, the Washington Post did some digging
Yeah.
and found that McDonald's simply doesn't keep employee records going back that far.
Wow.
McDonald's even released a statement emphasizing their pride in both Trump and Harris's connection to the brand.
Interesting.
A pretty savvy PR move, I'd say.
Okay, so we've got political stunts, conflicting information,
Yeah.
and even McDonald's trying to stay above the fray.
Absolutely.
There's a lot to unpack. Where do we even go from here?
I think it's important to, like, step back
Okay.
and consider the bigger picture here.
Yeah.
This whole McDonald's episode, as
yeah.
comical as it might seem,
Right.
actually reveals some fascinating truths, I think, about the state of American politics today.
Okay, I'm all ears. Break it down for me.
Well, think about the symbolism of McDonald's itself.
Okay.
It's not just a fast food chain, right? It's an American institution.
Hmm.
It represents affordability, convenience, a certain shared experience that we all have.
Yeah.
By associating himself with McDonald's, I think Trump is trying to tap into those feelings, those positive associations, and project them onto his own campaign.
So it's not just about flipping burgers.
No.
It's about crafting this carefully curated image
Yeah.
that resonates with a specific segment of the electorate.
Exactly. It's about sending a message.
Okay.
I'm one of you. I enjoy the same things you do.
Right.
But of course, the reality is far more nuanced. It's a performance designed to evoke certain emotions and associations, not necessarily reflect genuine personal preferences.
And this isn't a new tactic, right?
No, absolutely not.
Politicians have been using these kinds of ordinary guy activities for ages.
Absolutely. Remember Bill Clinton playing the saxophone on Arsenio Hall?
Oh, yeah.
Or George W. Bush clearing brush on his ranch?
Right.
These activities are all carefully chosen, I think, to convey a sense of relatability,
Yeah.
of being in touch with the average American.
Right.
But in today's world, where social media amplifies everything and authenticity is constantly being questioned, this kind of performance, I think, becomes even more pronounced.
Yeah.
Even more calculated.
So are you saying that in this age of like hyperconnectivity and social media, The lines between authenticity and performance
Yes.
have become increasingly blurred.
Precisely. And that's a trend I think that should give us pause.
Okay.
Because when image becomes more important than substance, when political discourse is reduced to sound bites and photo ops,
Right.
it
Yeah.
becomes increasingly difficult, I think, to have meaningful conversations about the issues that truly matter.
And how does this whole McDonald's spectacle tie into that?
Well, think about it.
Okay.
We're spending hours discussing a former president's fry scooping technique
You're right.
and a French fries certification pin,
Yeah.
while critical issues like climate change,
Yeah.
healthcare, and economic inequality,
Right.
get pushed to the sideline.
It's like we're all caught up in this political reality show
It is.
where the most outrageous, the most attention-grabbing candidate wins,
Yes.
regardless of their actual qualifications or policy positions.
And that's a dangerous path to tread.
Yeah.
We need to be more discerning consumers of information, more
Mhm.
critical thinkers.
Right.
We need to demand more substance from our leaders
Yeah.
and hold them accountable for their actions.
You're right. We can't let ourselves get distracted by these carefully constructed narratives, these shiny objects designed to divert our attention from the real issues.
Exactly. We need to engage in thoughtful discussions, challenge our own assumptions, and refuse to be swayed by empty gestures and manufactured controversies.
It's a tall order, but one we need to embrace if we want to break free from this cycle of political theater and move towards a more informed and engaged electorate.
Well said. And perhaps this whole McDonald's episode can serve as a wake-up call.
Okay.
A reminder that we need to be more discerning consumers of political information and demand more from our leaders.
I like that. A wake-up call with a side of fries.
Speaking of fries,
Yeah.
let's not forget about the actual McDonald's employees who were caught in the middle of this political spectacle.
Right. What about the manager who was reportedly concerned about a 78-year-old man working the fryer?
Right.
Or the employees who witnessed Trump's, shall we say, unique salt dispensing technique?
It's a reminder that even in this carefully constructed political theater, there's always an element of reality that can't be fully controlled.
Right.
And sometimes that reality bites back,
Yeah.
even if it's just a grease burn from a misplaced French fry.
Okay, so we've talked about the symbolism, the political strategy, the media manipulation,
Yes.
and even the human element of this whole McDonald's saga.
It's quite a story.
But before we wrap up, I want to circle back to something you said earlier about the blurred lines between authenticity and performance in today's political landscape.
Absolutely. It's a fascinating and complex issue.
Yeah.
And to understand it better, I think we need to dig a little deeper into the psychology of political performance,
Okay.
the role of social media in shaping our perceptions, and the evolution of what it means to be authentic
Right.
in a world saturated with carefully curated images and narratives.
Sounds like a deep dive for another day.
Indeed.
But for now, we've reached the end of our greasy political journey.
It's been a wild ride.
What are some key takeaways you hope our listeners walk away with today? I think the biggest takeaway here is we can't take everything at face value,
Right.
especially in politics, you know?
Exactly. We're bombarded with images, sound bites, carefully crafted narratives,
Right.
all vying for our attention. And it's easy to get swept up in the spectacle of it all.
Yeah.
But I think we need to step back and ask ourselves, what's really going on here?
It's like that saying, right? Don't believe everything you see on the internet.
Yes.
But in this case, it's don't believe everything you see in a political campaign.
Absolutely. And that goes beyond just this one event with Trump and McDonald's.
Right.
This is a trend we're seeing, I think, across the political spectrum.
Yeah.
This blending of entertainment and politics where personality and performance often overshadow actual substance.
So what's the antidote? How do we as voters become more discerning, more critical of the information we're consuming?
It starts with awareness, I think.
Oh.
Recognizing that everything we see, especially in the political arena, is filtered through a lens.
Right.
It's about asking questions, challenging assumptions, looking beyond the surface.
So instead of just passively consuming whatever's being served up,
Yeah,
we need to be like active participants in the process.
exactly. We need to demand more from our leaders, hold them accountable for their actions, and engage in, I think, thoughtful discussions about the issues that truly matter.
And maybe we can find a way to bring back some substance
Right.
to our political discourse.
It's a challenge worth taking on. And who knows, maybe one day we'll look back on this whole McDonald's episode and see it as a turning point.
Yeah.
A moment when we collectively decided to demand more from our politics and ourselves.
Well, folks, that's a wrap on our deep dive into the bizarre world of Trump McDonald's and the ever-evolving landscape of American politics.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. We love hearing from you.
Thanks for joining us on this wild ride. And as you navigate the world out there, remember to keep asking those tough questions,
Yes.
challenging assumptions,
Absolutely.
and demanding more substance.
Yeah.
List. Until next time, stay curious.